It is Tuesday, April 6th, 2021, and I'm going to do my recap. My 8 day winning streak has come to an end. Not in the best way. I'm down basically $1,400. Gave $1,000 at the end in the worst way possible, like a real idiot. And yeah, I feel bad about it. It was going to be a red day, but I just really screwed up. And yeah, I gave back $1,000 more than what I should have, and I feel not embarrassed, but a little bit embarrassed. I made the mistakes that I was trying to avoid in the pre-market. The mistakes that I was, that I made a little bit yesterday, and I went ahead and made them either way. So it's a bit disappointing, but I'm gonna learn, from this, and these are mistakes that I've been having in the past. And whenever the market slows down a little bit, there are mistakes that I make often. So even when it doesn't slow down, I make them. But now, when it slows down, I'm even more prone to make it. So yeah, I'm gonna learn from this experience and come back tomorrow and try to have a green day. I mean, we'll get into those mistakes, as we go, but yeah, my first trade of the day was my only green day, green trade, I guess. My only real good green trade. Yeah, Riot was my only symbol. I lost money in everything except Riot, which was fucking bullshit. Yeah, but my first trade of the day was Riot, and it was a good one. I went short. Pardon me. I went short right at the open, pretty much at 9:32. I went for the daily open breakdown. So I saw it gapping down, then this, bullish engulfing candle that, could seem like if it was a breakout, but look, the 9 EMA and the VWAP were there. So as it was starting to gap down, I decided to go short. I went short 1,000 shares. I should have gotten a bit heavier. I went short right over here. I wanted to get even a little bit earlier, but I went short right over here. So to see if there was like an engulfing candle right there, and I should have gone like 1,500 shares short. I would have liked to go 2,000, but because of buying power, that was not available to me. And yeah, so I went short and I covered around here. I covered around here. Yeah, covered in these candles. I should have let it be, go a little bit longer, but I just wanted to take the profit, start the day well. But obviously, I left a lot of profit on the table. If I would have let this thing play out, if I would have, I could have re-entered here again. I could have re-entered here, and I just didn't. So yeah, that was a shame that I didn't take advantage of this opportunity. To be honest, I also had MARA. That was another great one that I didn't take advantage of because I was already in Riot. But yeah, what can I say, man? It was my only good trade. That's how I started, and then I started making mistakes. I went short in IO, bad trade, and I had moments to cut the loss. Cut it. Have a small loss, but I guess I didn't want to take the trade and the loss, and I was looking at the trade, and I knew it was gonna go against me. It seemed like it was, holding the daily open and so on, and yeah, just yeah, I mismanaged it completely. I went short 2,000 shares right for the break of the daily open. So this was like right over here at 36, and as soon as that happened, look how it really regained control immediately with this big hammer. Okay, the level two at that moment was struggling to me, so I wanted to give it some time for it to work. But at the same time, I knew that it was just not a good trade. I just knew, and especially as soon as it came here, and again, I had plenty of chances to get out. I got 86. I could have gone out on 97. No, I stopped out at 3916, which is, you know, at least 20 cents more with 2,000 shares. That's $400 more than what it should have been the loss. My stop should have been here. It could have been here at the highs. No, 3916. I lost 700 and change, and I was already down for the day after having a great trade in Riot. I mean, now this trade is kind of like the opposite of what happened in Riot. This trade in Riot, it gapped up. Okay, it was engulfing a little bit, and then it came down. This is the opposite. It came down, and then came all the way up and broke the daily open and held. It would have been a great time for a long, all that stuff. And I held this for 20 minutes, pretty much up until like 9:53, and then I got stopped out. Which is yeah, I had plenty of chances. So my bad. I have to readjust that too. Then my other trade was Plug, which I went short 2,000 shares. Another thing, same kind of like setup. Went short 2,000 shares at 954. So around here, I knew it wasn't a good setup. I knew it was not a. I knew it wasn't good. I got stopped out. I gave back like 20 cents. So not much, right? 20 cents. Well, 20 cents, it's 400 bucks, right? You want it or not, 20 cents with 2,000 shares is 400 stupid bucks that I lost there out of nowhere. And then I started like messing with VIAC, and I mean, let's go back to Plug. Like, there's just no setup here. This is an R2 setup. It's 9 EMA is here. It's gapping up. It's always the same mistake. So it's always I try to catch the reversal, and I don't catch it well. Yeah, yeah. What can I say, man? It's just nonsensical trade. Not a good one. Not not good at all. And this thing trended higher the whole. So yeah, and then I started messing with VIAC, and I almost got myself back to the green. So at that point, I was like down 500 bucks or so, and I almost got myself back to the green with a couple of stupid trades. But this case, it was a little bit better because it was an R3 resistance. Even before pre-market, I was looking at this and I knew it had a big chance of gapping up. Why? Because it was at L4, and this stock had been like having 9 straight red days, from here to here. That's 9 bars. That's 9 days straight red. So I was really looking at the possibility that this thing was going to gap up, and that's exactly what it did. But besides that, I still took it to the short side, which was a terrible mistake, and I had plenty of chances to. I couldn't even gotten like long here, I could have. There were plenty of setups here that I could have taken. Instead, I just decided to stick with the short side, and I paid for it, basically. I went first of all, I went short 44.09 at 956. So okay, for an R4, this is an okay setup. This is one that you can do. It's not the best one, especially in an uptrending stock like this, but it's something that you can do. I don't know. I got stopped out. Not get stopped out, but I partialed at 44. So just not much. 180 bucks trade there. Then I went short GSX. Well, I think I went short VIAC one more time at 10:06. So this is around here, around the failure here to really hold. It seemed like maybe there could be a chance for a little bit of a retest around here. I covered around here, I guess. Not much. Then I went short GSX. Everything I was going against the trend. This is my biggest weakness is going against the trend like this. I went short 3070 at 1011. So around here, holding the 9 EMA, no sense for me to go short. Got stopped out, 100 bucks loss. And then I went long VIAC. I'm like, okay, let me flip it long. It's holding the 9 EMA. Let me flip it long. So I went long, and I got stopped out. It was a shame because it was 1021. So I went along here. I saw that it was holding, but I didn't want to give it enough room, and then it came up. And I saw, so it came down around here, got stopped out, and then I don't know why the brilliant idea of going short another 2,000 shares at 1024. So okay, around here, and I gave back like 1,000 bucks right there in this trade. So fuck, man. I mean, just terrible trading today. Very very upset. Should have walked away with a small red day. I should have walked away a long time before that happened, but it is what it is. What can I say? It snaps my winning day. Now I'm in a little bit of a red month. Not much. Only 500 bucks of a red month. Not a big deal, but it's not a good way to start. I basically had double of losing trades than winning trades in the past 3 days. So but still, we got to look at the bigger picture, right? We have to look at the bigger picture. We have to be careful. We are. I'm up 56,000 since November. So there's still a lot of month to go ahead. There's still a lot of trades to be taken, and yeah, we have to keep that in perspective. I have to, you have to really keep that in perspective. My profit factor shit dropped. It was 162, now it's 157. I did day. Well, it's all good, man. I'll have another couple of a few thousand day trades, and I'll be back in the saddle. What is the lesson from today? The lesson is, uh, The lesson is, first of all, not trying to catch these reversals, man, because these are the typical reversals where, try to catch them maybe, but with 1,000 shares, not 2,000. Because that's where I make the mistakes. You know. Second of all, again, I'm going short in stocks that are above the 9 EMA. Like, look where I shorted this. It was right at the 9 EMA. That's a terrible mistake. I could have shorted it here. I had a lot of other opportunities, and I decided to short it right at the 9 EMA. So that's another thing that I have to look out for. These mistakes that I've been making. Don't try to chase the trend, and so on. Like in NIO, I could see this thing was curling up, and I still decided to stick with it. I could have, gotten out and reversed the position as I thought it was going to come up. So yeah, this gave me enough opportunities, to really see that it was going to come up. It gapped up, it held around here, and then look at this. I had plenty of times to get out, and I still decided to give the whole, my the entirety of my profit, um, right there. So just being sensible about that. Just being more cautious. And if it's a bad trade, you don't have to stick in it. Even if it's a small loss, it's a small loss. There it was a bit confusing because a couple of times, it came down, and it would seem like it did have the chance, but no, it didn't, and I knew it in my gut, I knew it. So again, I didn't have the best night's sleep today, and so on, but still, that doesn't matter. What matters is me executing it, and that's pretty much it. Um, yeah, big shame with Raya. Today I just went. Besides Raya, I just went against the trend. And when you do that, you generally make mistakes. And so the thing is, like, let's size up for breakouts and breakdowns. Those are the trades where I have to size up. Reversals, I have to size down. I cannot go with 2,000 shares, even though I want to. Go with 2,000 shares and size up. In the reversals, it's not a good idea. I have to size up in breakdowns and size down in reversals because but that's what tends to happen. I end up giving a lot of money back just in these reversal trades. And that's why I had such a bad January. Is because I try to size up in this reversal trade and it just doesn't end up well. So it's very important that it's very pardon me important that I keep that in mind, and I stay focused on that. This should have been the trade where I sized up. Should have gone 1,500 shares right over here, held a bunch, held some more for this move around here, and maybe added or whatever. Instead, I decided to go against the trend, and in a slow market like this, it's very, when the trend starts, it doesn't usually change. Maybe when there's a super volatile market, you can see like it holds support and or finds resist. Like the trend, just holds and it finds the resistance and it keeps coming down, or finds support and it keeps coming up. That's how sorry. Yeah, that's how it happens in a slow market. In a fast market, you never know. It may gap down, find support, boom, rip up higher. So it's important that I focus on the now that everything is a little bit slower. It's important that I focus on the more of the bigger picture of the trend. So that is the idea moving forward. It's the idea moving forward is sizing down a little bit. Now tomorrow I have to be a little bit cautious, because I don't want to give back too much money. I had a $1,400 loss, so it's again a little bit unfortunate. It's my biggest loss since the March 12th, which is okay. This was another one March 19th, and besides, the 23rd, I didn't have any other losing days, so it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. There's still plenty of days. There's still, 15, 18 days left in the month. If I make over $500 a day, I would still have a $9,000 month, which is okay. Obviously, I want to put myself above 10K. That's more or less like the goal. But if I have a 9K day month, it's fine. But this day was a little bit challenging. Didn't have much time. Yesterday, a little bit challenging too. I made a little bit of the same mistakes that I made today. So yeah, I'm happy in the beginning because I was patient and I was waiting and I wasn't really gonna take these trades that I wanted to take going against the trend. And then I got a little bit antsy, I started, making these mistakes, and it really cost me in the last VIAC trade, where I was predicting that it was gonna come up, but I just got in a little bit too early and I got stopped out, and then I went short 2,000 shares at the worst point, and yeah, in a second I lost those 50 cents, and yeah, it was a big shame, So it's important that it is really important that I stay focused, man. It's really important that I stay focused, and if the trade is not playing out to be what I think it is, my game plan is not working, there's no need to take any trades. I took a long time in taking trades today. I didn't rush it. I was waiting, and even though I should have cut it earlier in an IO, that is my other mistake. I should have cut it way earlier and even flipped the position long because I saw the buying power and I saw how I was making higher lows. Yeah, it is important that I stay focused on that, and I don't let myself go, So, um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, gonna come back tomorrow, fix the mistakes that I had today, and hopefully we could have a great day. No expectations as always. Like I said, I'm coming back from it's my first day losing after an 8-day winning streak, so there's nobody that is gonna say that I cannot have another 8-day winning streak. So that's what I'm gonna keep in mind. That's the spirit that I'm gonna come into, and really try breakouts, try breakdowns, and try to trade in the trend. Not trying to go against the trend like I did a little bit today. So yeah, that's my recap. Hope you have a good night.